it relates to everything, like your stance, this issue since information all over the place. Some is fake, some is legit, so you don't know which is which. And again,
Yeah.
the economic field, especially for Rona Bodaki, how can we move around that issue? And the unlocking African trade, will it be beneficial more Rona na? Anyway, based on what's happening now, the lockdowns, the restrictions. Now, how do you sell across? And how long will this take again? The lockdown.
Okay, like with me, it's actually a matter of that other countries, especially, let me just say the superpowers, they need the COVID-19. They need it because of if Africa was to wake up and stand together, are you aware for it? The superpowers would actually collapse.
Yes.
It's as if like there would be a rift in the world. Because now, number one, in order for them to stay in the position they are in, they need Africa to stay poor. You understand?
Yes.
There's a couple of stuff from time and time again. There's a lot of things that have happened in Africa that can actually point to that. You know what? These people, they're not scared of us, but they're scared of what they have to lose.
Yeah.
Because of the wealth they have acquired from all these generations. That wealth at some point belonged to us. And Rona, we did not abuse it because it was enabling us. You understand? And it's like let me make an example. You right now, let's say you're in your yard, né? And then one day ushapa gardening when as a black person you get a gardening yard. Next thing you find a diamond in that garden. What's gonna happen to that diamond? When are you telling yourself, okay, this yard is mine all along? To only find out, it does not belong to you. There's gonna be people that are gonna come and say, no, this belongs to us. You get nothing.
Yes.
As an individual. I mean, it happened before. It's happened before. There's a lady who took in the biggest blue diamond in her yard. They took it away. She never got anything in return. As she was in a disadvantaged place. It was like a village, I think, somewhere. To understand. So it's not a matter of these theories. These theories are there to confuse people. They instilling fear in people because of obviously when a person is scared, they're incapable of thinking. Understand? And then there's people Valorant, they'll turn to be more ignorant to certain issues because of they thinking, oh, I could gain. You understand? But then in earnesty, right now as a country, I think we need to sort out Tabaya corruption because it's killing our economy in all aspects. Understand that? I mean, if you compare to the things that they say that us poor are doing, like wasting water. Okay, let's say in general, most of it, I get about we don't want to pay for electricity. On top of that, they're saying water bills are not that high. But if you compare the amount of money that goes missing in states every month, compared to the mere amount that they say Soweto owes, you'll see a huge gap. To understand, the problem is not at the bottom, the problem is at the top.
Now, when they start to solve the problem, they start to solve it from the bottom.
And which is wrong. You can't point fingers at us, the masses. I mean, we're already facing unemployment. We're facing violence against
women and children.
Yes. We are facing famine. You know, there's people battling right now as we speak, they don't have water. In order, sorry, let me handle this. I'm coming now.
Okay.
Quick, nah?
Okay, no, not a problem. Yeah, this is what we face as a country in Africa and other countries and neighboring areas. We are told this, we need to abide by the law, the law of the land. Whereas somebody got hold of a blue diamond, it was taken away from them because they don't own the land. The land is owned by the state. You own the little piece that you have on top of the soil, but beneath it, it's not yours. So this is what's happening in our world, in our continent. Just waiting on my leader there, Mariah, to come back and continue and tell us the story.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yes, where was I?
No, you were talking about that they are solving the problem from the bottom instead of the top where it is rot.
Yes, yes. The problem lies with the corruption that is happening at the top.
Mhm.
You know, everything that they're doing, white collar crime, left and right and center, because of if you even look at the state capture, it's a joke in a way. You know what's happening right there. It's like they're laughing in our faces. You know, it's only chess. When you play chess, I get it. You make a move, and then obviously your opponent it's a counter move.
Yeah.
But already when you need to know if this person makes this move, you understand? They playing chess with us, the masses. They playing with our minds. It's psychological warfare more than anything else.
So they have taken our minds.
Yes.
They are controlling our minds.
Psychological warfare.
We can't think of ourselves or for ourselves. And yet,
Right now.
and yet, this year, it is perceived to be the year of change. And then Jesse Duarte is saying something like, if ANC, its power is taken, we might see a civil war. So now, what is the message behind that? Why would she say something like that, Jesse Duarte?
The civil war, this rather than lose power. In simple terms. Because of why would the country go to war because of you not in power? Isn't there supposed to be a way forward? Isn't there some means of choosing another elect? Instead, we're discussing civil war. It means they are not willing to let go of the power that they have right now.
Yeah. They can't let the power go. I mean, like other African countries.
It's dictatorship.
Yeah, it is. So now, an African child who's sitting not knowing exactly what direction they should take, what's going to happen to them?
I mean, number one, there's quite a lot of things that have happened in our Black communities right now. The image of a Black man, especially, has been broken down to mere joke, you know. When we look at our Black brothers and sisters, we don't look at them with respect, but instead we look at them and think, don't tell me. They're doing 1, 2, 3. We look at each other from a moral view instead of looking at each other from a point of what's causing this person to behave like this. And it all stems from the lack of good foundation that we come from. I mean, apartheid took a huge rip into the country. Some families have not healed. You understand? There's people right now that are still crying, saying, I had an uncle. He left. He only left the kids here. He's in exile. We've never heard from him. Such people, you might find they actually died. No one knows where they are or what happened. And we're seeing people going out drinking, we see them doing drugs, and we're thinking, nah, it's the vibe. No, it's not the vibe. Hence, I'm saying we are fighting a psychological war. In order for us to win this, we need to go back to what? To the self. We need to go back to who are we? We are the kings of this world. We are born in this world to rule over it. This land belongs to our forefathers. They were conquerors. You understand? If we know who we are, I mean, who can stand in your way?
Clearly, they stood in the way back in the day, back in the 1400s. We knew what we were,
Yeah.
what we are, but they stood in the way. Then they took
They
everything from there.
didn't stand in the way. The rule still applies, divide and conquer. Who do you know the saying of put two ants, a black ant and a red ant, in the same bottle, and then start shaking it? The ants are gonna start doing what? Attacking each other. Ask yourself, why are they attacking each other? Thinking that this person is my enemy, but the true enemy is the person who shook
Who's shaking
the
the
bottle.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what happened to us as Black people. They knew what their strategy was. They saw what we have. If you go back down history lane, you'll see that Africans pride themselves in what they have and who they are. We'd be sitting on a gold chair like it's nothing, because we're used to it, you know? And then they would look at us with that eye like, look at them, they're sitting on gold chairs. We must get that, you know? Now, how will they get that? Devise a plan. And the plan has still stuck till this day. Divide and conquer. Psychological war.
So it seems like there's no way we can get out of it.
There is. There is.
Any suggestions?
It starts with us becoming leaders within our communities, for one. Giving the young people something to believe in. Something different, but something true and real to who they are. Real recognizes real. Do you know that saying? If you come to a person who is facing problems in life, who's unemployed, parents are dead, they're having to take care of their siblings and all of these things, what's the first thing that you're going to say to that child? You can't come and tell them, hey, you know what's happening in the country, there's COVID-19. No. You look at them and tell them, I know what you're going through because I've been there. Walk with me and I'll show you how to get yourself out of here.
It's going to be hard, tough.
It is hard because now it means we're going to go to war with the superpowers. It's going to be war.
We either go to war now than later.
That's true.
Because if we go later, we become the generation that didn't do anything. We saw, but we did nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Even who's this guy? Who wrote the book, Black Consciousness? Steve Biko. He tried to bring back that image of a Black man. And what did they do? So it means that when you take action, you need to take it knowing how to take it without blurring the lines and stepping on anyone's foot, so that no one can come and say, I'm calling you out because you're doing this.
So, but still, you're going to step on people's toes because
Step
you're correcting.
If people are using psychology to go to war with us, why can't we use reverse psychology on them?
Yeah, but now how are you going to not step on anyone's toes when you take?
By making them think that they're stepping on each other's foot, not us. I get remember, it's like this. I get one puppet master and then there's a puppet.
Yes.
Let's be the puppets that they think we are. And let the masters fight for the puppet.
Interesting.
Here's the thing, man. We have Europe, we have USA, we have China. These three people, they want what? Ownership. Everyone wants to be sitting at the head of the table. But here's what's gonna happen. Who sits there? Because of now, I believe last year, if you were looking at things properly, it felt like there was a kind of like a war going on, a war of who's gonna sit at the head of the table. And then British Empire sat back, kept quiet. We heard nothing from them. Even when you look at the news last year, did you see anything about London, England? Nothing. Quiet. They took a back seat. Like, what did they do? They let China and US go up each other's necks. If these people were to just, okay, you can speak.
Maybe it was because of they were exiting the EU. So they were more focused on EU exiting.
No. If they stepping back, what do they have to gain by stepping back?
So
if these two countries are fighting each other, there has to be someone who's going to win. Who do you think they're betting on winning? Themselves or these two countries?
They're betting on these two countries.
No, themselves. They have the World Bank. They have the World Bank.
Yeah, but that's the
so if these two people,
whereby,
listen, they're stepping back, they have the money. These two people are fighting. Who's going to win?
Either
now, someone has to win. I get it, they said it's war.
Yes, they say it's a war.
Unless there's going to be peace. Both peace. So it needs a person to be critical when you think about such things. We need to go back to that point where Winnie Madikizela Mandela, the Mandelas were there. Do you know how strategic those people were? They shook the world because they were strategic. They knew which nerve to hit.
Yeah, but the very same master knew he needs to get rid of Winnie away from Mandela.
Only now, when they were supposed to go into power. Do you know the saying? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make an example about the weather. I believe that the duration that Mandela gave us, it's called the eye of the storm. Do you know what the eye of the storm means?
No, I don't.
It's calm. The false image of peace. The falseness of the sun is shining, you're thinking everything is fine. But without knowing that what's about to come is worse than what happened before.
Makes sense.
That's what's happening right now. So in order for him to usher it in, they had to separate the two powerhouses. Not because of the opinions were opposing to each other, but because of they knew that them having to be together, it was going to be a dangerous combination. Because Winnie, for one, did not care about the superpowers. But then Mandela knew that we have to have this duration so that we can get ourselves back on our feet. So that when the storm hits again, we're ready. But now the people that are in power, they've sold out.
So now you see her. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It doesn't matter who's leading. The very same leader who's leading will be destroyed by his people that he leads. It goes back
hence
to
I'm
history.
saying, if there's to be change, it has to start with us. Start small. You don't start big. Rome wasn't built in one day.
Why are you using Rome?
What are we doing in our local community? The pyramids of Giza were not built in one day.
At least now
You understand?
Yeah.
We need to work within our communities. If, let's say, I don't believe in parties right now, 'cause these people, what they currently, each and every one of us can do that within our communities. By the time we get to provincial, trust me, we have a fighting chance. You can't aim for the head of the snake. You can't go for the head of the snake. You can't. You need to start small.
Eish, network iyangihlupha man.
What do you have to say?
Network iyangihlupha blind uthi. Wangikuzwa?
I can hear you.
Yeah, this network is trooping me. Yeah. Okay. So now a disease was brought upon us, the so-called COVID. It hit us hard, or apparently so, with a design that something must be brought in to make sure that whatever is coming happens. So
And
now,
there's so much focus on the country. There's so much focus on South Africa. Why is that? Are we the lab rats?
we have what they want, perhaps.
And what would that be? The gateway to Africa.
Yes. Last time I checked, we were ranking, that was maybe a couple of weeks ago. We were ranking the second. On Africa's economy. Now it seems like we went up. Damn.